Remember, you have a diamond that is within you and you deserve to shine.
After I found Soul Rich Woman, that's where my life has been transformed.
When we first, approach her,
You were crying over the phone.
I never had this result before in my whole career.
We all have a dream.
and now because we found our success, so we're here to share.
Number one is really focus on your dream and then build the journey. And when you build your journey, really look at all the things that is stopping you.
Selling anything online is easy when you are seen as a leader.
Time
Is money.
do things that give you results because then you will not waste your time.
Compassion is not enough to tide you through. You need to really be able to do things what others are not willing to do. Business without emotions, then it's very difficult to understand how to help another woman shine.
We would like you to really step out and ask for help, really. Don't be paiseh, there's nothing wrong, we're just human.
I walk with you and I'm on a journey with you.
We are all trained by Janisha. Do it now. HTTPS
走了变得
//
leader man.
Thank you everybody.
这个好像在我在 you took a half time of time or something.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job. Yeah, I don't know why. When you talk about this, the whole pool start to dance, you know.
You asked me about my dream. I teared, right? Janisha, I teared because it was something I did not think about.
When we give another person hope, it's the biggest gift. Give anybody.
When a woman changes her life, her entire community will benefit.
We are here, right here, just waiting for you to reach out to us.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things, the podcast show. I am your host, Carrie Roberts, and I have a wonderful and lovely guest calling in from Singapore today. I have Janisha Alora. Welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you, Carrie. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yes, I know you have your own show. You've written books. You've done so many things in your life. And before we kind of get to all of what you're doing now, I always like to start at the beginning and really talk about your childhood. You know, who were you as a kid? What was it like growing up in your family? You know, you've done so many things. Curious where your creativity, your passion, was that something that you felt you were born with or maybe fostered by your family? Or what was that like when you were young?
Well, I started working and supporting myself through school since I was 14 years old because financially, my family financially, we were not sound. So my mom pawned her gold and her jewelry to put me through a certification program, which was the aerobics as well as the country line dancing. And I became one of the youngest instructor to teach these programs in companies as well as community centers. And that kept me going. However, I was often being bullied in school. And that because of that, I suffered very low self-esteem because in school, they would corner me and they'll laugh at me, the things that I don't own, and my things were old and my things were not new. And I remember there was one time they cornered me into at the basketball court. And, you know, because I don't have a lot of money, I usually wear the same innerwear, right? And one of them walked up to me and pulled open my t-shirt, exposing my bra, and said, "Oh, you're wearing the same bra?" And I just felt totally humiliated because,
Yeah.
well, why would you be laughing at my bra even? But you see, when people are mean, they are mean. And I just wanted to commit suicide. So throughout my school years, I was depressed. I wanted to commit suicide. And my mom was reminding me, turn your mess into your message. And I couldn't really understand what it really meant, but it did keep me going throughout my entire years. And as I went along, I grew up not as confident, but you see, we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with the most. I have a very small group of friends who believed in me and saw my potential, and that's how they enrolled me to the Miss Singapore pageant, which I won twice and represented Singapore twice for that, and that completely changed my life. I went from not confident, low self-esteem, to someone who was open to a lot of opportunities that financially family background would not have provided me for, and things that I would have never thought. I would say meeting people who opened more doors for me, right? So I worked really, really very hard, and I quit my job as an occupational therapist eventually, and went on to start my image consultancy firm. Eventually, I went online. Of course, I work with CEOs, politicians, and directors of companies, helping them to build their personal brand on stage, as well as as a person. But later on, I moved to online, and that's where I started Soul Rich Woman. We help entrepreneurs to get leads and quit their 9-to-5 jobs so that they can have a side hustle. So that's where I'm doing, and that's where I'm serving at that point right now.
Yeah, and I want to go back because I think like you're right. I think when we're kids, everyone is bullied at some point, and the image you just gave, like that's first of all very bold and horrific that another student would do that to a different child. But at the same time, having your mom say, make your mess your message. What did that mean to you when she said that? When you heard that as a kid or even as an adult, what did that mean to you?
Nothing. No, seriously. I mean, like I'm like, how as a teenager, why would you even comprehend that? Like, turn your mess into message is a motivational thing. You will not even know that is motivational. It was like, huh? Okay. And I was crying. I still remember I was sitting on the ledge. I wanted to commit suicide. So in Singapore, I live on a high rise with my parents many years ago, 10th floor, and I was sitting at the ledge of the kitchen window, and I almost wanted to commit suicide because my legs were already out of the window, and I wanted to jump already. And my mom's instinct was really strong, and she kind of felt that something was wrong, and she saw me and she yanked me off the window, right? So at that moment, of course, I couldn't understand what was turn your mess into a message, but what I felt was a spirit, right? Her power, her support, that I don't know how to explain, but it's that feeling that that you're in presence of somebody who is there with you, that she's supporting me and that she's giving me the moral support regardless of what I do. You feel that there's a person with you, like even though she's there physically, but you just felt in your spirit. So it was really strong, and it carried forward to where I am today. And that's why I'm empowering women, guiding women, mentoring women, coaching women, because of that spirit has carried throughout my years as a woman, as an individual.
I love the honesty, and I love that way that you just kind of beautifully shared that, because there are so many moments in life that can sometimes make or break us, good or bad, and the two that you kind of just shared and how that made a difference. I think a lot of times, when people think about any type of beauty pageant or competition, sometimes there's this bad connotation with it, like, oh, it's just about how you look. But there's actually a lot that goes into it, and it can provide so many opportunities. Can you talk about why doing that was so important to you back then, and how it led and kind of escalated a lot of the things you're doing now?
You mean joining the beauty pageant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think the thing is, it has always been marketed as once in a lifetime opportunity. I think that's something. And I think the second thing was, I didn't believe in myself. My lack of belief in myself, that inadequacy of never good enough, really bore through my spirit, And it was really through my friends who gave me that courage and confidence to say, hey, you can go try it. Maybe you have that something that could shine through. I mean, what's the worst could happen? You just don't make it through the auditions and you just flop, right? But if you made it, you could do something differently with your life, and it did. So what that did for me as a Miss Singapore and representing Singapore twice in my entire life, I think that two things I learned is, I think that personal branding where I was able to carry my message through, not just on the local stage, but on the international stage. I think that was one of the things. How do you deliver and make an impact in within 1 minute or 2 minutes given to you? I think that is important. How do you make a first great impression? And that the people that we meet, how do you network and how do you communicate? How do you leave and keep doors open for yourself so that it could lead to another door, right? And the other one was friendship. I had even up to today, we are still friends. I have friends with like Miss Japan, Miss Hong Kong, Miss Philippines, and even up till today when we are all married and have kids and we are still like talking to each other. I think that's so valuable. And what it did for me was I knew that my life will never be the same again because I'm no longer just a little girl, so I was stuck with our own economic circumstances, but having the doors open and the network that we have, what did I do with it? So I worked hard, I continue to upgrade myself, and I think that is key.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I'm curious because, each country kind of has a different culture and how things are kind of done. And I think a lot of times in the United States, we talk a lot about equality and, women's rights that, we've come so far, but there's still things we continue to work on. Did you ever feel like in Singapore that there was that disparity for women? And do you think it's changed in some capacity?
Singapore, generally, we are Asian, right? We are Asian. So generally, as a whole society level, we women are so get a degree, go to school, get married, have kids. I mean, that's quite typical Asian. Parents will tell you become a doctor, be a lawyer, right? Don't be a Miss Singapore because you can't make money with that, right? So in the context of Singapore per se, I would say beauty pageants are not because we're a meritocracy, I would say, society where we are bound by how well you do in your studies. So as per winning the beauty pageant, for example, will not equate to you becoming a celebrity as per if you are Miss Hong Kong or Miss Philippines, right? So that in itself already determined how your path will be, right? So it was just more like a portfolio, not so much of becoming into moving into the entertainment industry. So I did put my foot into the entertainment industry for a while. I was acting, I was hosting, I was doing stuff, but would it be a career? No, you have to do something else differently with it. So overall, it's what I would say the world, when I meet a lot of people, open up my mind, not just be stuck with getting married and then having kids, but after winning and really meeting so many different people from all walks of life around the world, broaden my perspective of how women can have the potential to do greater than what society or people limit you based on what your gender is.
Yes. No, I agree. And I know you talk a lot about the kind of the F words, which are fabulous, freedom, financial independence, and family. And I'm curious why those are the four that seem to matter to you most.
Success isn't about glorious wins, and success is also different for different women. And I find that women, when they are making money, they are doing stuff with their life, they are often there are deeper reasons. So a lot of women say, I want to make money. I want to be profitable. I want to quit my 9 to 5. But what is a deeper reason? And I discovered that the F word, which is the fabulous, the freedom, the financial independence, and a happy family, defines the big 4 pillars we have here in our community. So when they say that, I want to make money, and then I will ask them, so what is the reason why you really want to make money? I want to provide for my family. Another woman will be, I want more recognition. I want to win awards. I want to be seen as an inspiring woman. I don't want to be just seen as a title of a senior executive in the company. I want to go beyond that, doing much more, leaving a legacy. So everyone defines success differently. So that's how we coined for women who love the F word, which is the 4 F words.
Yeah, I love that. I think you're right. How we define success is so different. And like I said, you've done so much in terms, obviously not just in your internal mental, emotional health, but from a business standpoint, owning a variety of cafes, again, authoring books, having coaching, and having these different things. Was there certain areas in business, you said you were an occupational therapist and then chose to kind of do stuff on your own. When you left that, was there like, okay, I'm going to open these cafes now, I'm going to write a book now? Did you have kind of a path or an idea of what you wanted to do next?
No, I am not a business owner. I mean, like, I am an occupational therapist. I work in hospitals. I work with children with learning difficulties. What's business? I have never studied business in my entire life. I have no business training, business education. So nothing about that. And I think the two things that kept me going, Carrie, was the willingness to learn and invest in myself, the matter that is above the neck. I think that's one thing that I did for myself. And then the second thing was stay humble. I never said that I know it all, I know everything.
Yeah.
And to start a cafe retail chain was not something that was in my books. It was just an opportunity. But you see, I would not have that opportunity if I had not first gone online and made my first pot of gold of $1 million. I would not have that capacity and capability to have the $1 million to invest into the cafe retail chain, which later on, 4 years later, we exited to a public listed company. All these were not decisions or by in some destiny books that I read and like predicted that I would be there and therefore I was walking in the direction, right? It was purely by the faith that I was on, and I just kept when I make a decision, I just stick to it and then tweak along the way. Sometimes we are paralyzed by, would it be better if I had gone to college, or would it have been better if I started a business? And people feel so lost and confused with one or the other. But why not just take one decision and commit to that and see what turns out? Because you never know what doors may open, just as what opportunities it may bring for you. And for me to do that cafe retail chain gave me the international business experience, because I was based in Indonesia for 2 years, and running business there and running business in Singapore is like two different animals,
Yeah.
One is like a prim and proper, I would say doing business in Singapore is like prim and proper, like an elephant, steady, and you're walking the path. When you do business internationally, it's like you're dealing with wolves, Yeah. I must tell you, one of the secrets to my success in cafe retail chains is you must know the mafias in the country. I'm not kidding. You must know the who's who, because
Yes.
running businesses there, it's not just the government, it's the people.
All the behind the scenes and the networking. Yeah. And you were talking earlier about, as a kid, you didn't really grow up having a lot and wearing the same clothes and feeling, kind of outcasted in some capacity and mentally not feeling well. When you started to make more money and come financially independent, was there a certain dollar amount or a certain moment or something that happened where you said to yourself, I've made it, I'm going to be okay, my 10-year-old self would be so proud? Was there like a moment or a number or something that happened for you?
Yeah. As an image consultant and of course a pageant coach, previously I was doing a lot of pageant coaching. My paycheck was maybe 5 figures, but for one client, but spread over 3 months, for example. So it's like 10 sessions, and people pay you $10,000 to get a job done, right? You coach them. But when I moved online, I make that money online. I'm like, wow, it's $3,000, 4 figures for one person. And if 10 people came in, that was $30,000, and it was one time. And I still remember I was holding the check that they gave me, like, okay, I want to go online. Can you do something? And then I received like $15,000 in one for one off, and it was like that, so easy. And I was holding the check, I was shaking. I'm like, oh my God, you mean I can earn so much? So listen to my languaging. Oh my God, you mean I can earn so much within an hour? I can earn so much? You mean it is possible? So at that moment, you see, but now when I look back, I'm like, okay, nobody told us that we could make so much within an hour, because in my entire family, nobody was an entrepreneur, right? I have not seen people making that much money around me.
Yeah.
or my friends, right? I mean, people are that in a 9 to 5 job, they're drawing a paycheck, right? But the possibility of doing online and helping others, when you help others to make money, you make money too. And that was what happened for me. So the income ceiling was something that was stuck pretty much because I was a occupational therapist, I was a image consultant, I was limited by what was possible in my mind until I broke it. And that was when I knew I needed to work on myself, on my money, I would say the money blocks and the money income ceilings that I have, and work on all these languaging that I would say, why am I so scared to be rich for the longest time? And it uncovered a lot of, I would say, that Pandora box of shit that was inside, and
Yeah.
and everything just opened up. So what does it mean for me to really break through that phase that I could make so much more was literally because I have never done it before. I have never seen people do it before. So that is why it is important to always show people that they can do it too. The possibility of what women can achieve with their paychecks.
I love that. I love the way you're sharing these stories and these moments. You know, when you work, you've been working, like you said, with various women, various executives, creative people. When you've kind of worked with them, you've worked with many over the years. Is there a common theme that you're seeing that they struggle with when it comes to being successful in the way you defined it earlier?
They have no issues doing the funnels, the telling the stories, because we women, we wear multiple hats. They have absolutely no problem because we give them the system and process. It's easy for them to become a woman of influence, right? Mm-hmm. But one common thread and threat, I would say, that I see and thousands of women I've coached is that when they're about to go to the next level, they will sabotage themselves. When they're about to break through their income ceiling, they will sabotage themselves. Either something will happen in the family, they will have some excuses, they will have some things they'll be distracted with, they will just get busy, there's something that gets triggered with them. So they become they needed to work a lot on their money, I would say the money blocks. But you see, if you tell them they got money blocks, they will not listen to you. Because who would tell you in the right frame of mind, I have a problem? Nobody would. So it was not easy to educate women when I'm working with them, to tell them that, hey, you need to look at yourself psychologically, how why are you so afraid to be rich? What are some of the negative consequences when you said, I want to be rich, right? And some women chronologically, I mean, like not like chronically, that means they will tell me, oh, I want to make money, but I want to do pro bono, I want to do free stuff. Now, there's a fine line if you're doing charity work, right? But if it's something that you call it a business, why would you want to keep giving people free and allow people to step on your income boundary? That means like, oh, give me a discount, oh, I don't have money. If you're helping me, you're a woman, you're helping me, you should give me free. So that sense of entitlement from the clients also affected the women who couldn't hold fort with their boundaries of what they should be charging, whether they could charge premium prices. That affected them to becoming and living the fullest potential all the time.
I think we've all been through that. And I do feel like women, probably more than men traditionally, where you do have someone say, well, can't you just do this for free? Or, oh, I didn't know I needed to pay for this. And on the other side, you sometimes are like, you're annoyed, you're upset, and you learn to just cut them off, but they make you sometimes feel bad about it. Is there any maybe tips that you give and how people can respond to that? If someone on the other side is acting that way, what is the response that you could give in that situation?
Well, I have dealt with this a lot, and I because I have a lot of free content and free resources, and I have a link to that. So usually I'll respond to them by telling them that, hey, you know what, I understand maybe this is not a good time for you to afford my services, but don't worry, I do have free resources and they are right here. And in marketing, in personal branding, in this, you could download my book, you could do this. And if you work on these free resources, you could already make money, right? Yeah, because it's telling you what to do, show you what to do, and guide you what to do. So tell you what to do is like an audio program, it's an online course, something that you can watch repeatedly on your own. And if you take action and execute it and implement it, you could already have some form of results, right? And show me what to do is literally sitting beside you. So that's when you pay the money, right? You have to do a clarity call, you come for a 2-day workshop, and then we show you the same thing that we do in the tell you what to do, and then work on your principles, right? And then guide you what to do. So that path, I will tell them, give them the free resources and encourage them to work on them and implement them before coming back to us once again.
Yeah. And I think, being a part of a group or whether it's one-on-one, it's also that accountability. It's the network. It's the things that you talked about that is so valuable. And it's something that you have built. So I like that you're saying, look, I have these free resources. Here they are. But when you want that extra help, this is what it costs. And this is what I've seen, and being really confident in that. Now you have, like I said, written books, you have a podcast, you have a company. If people want to learn more about anything we talked about, they want to dive in deep, they want to get to know you, where is some of the best places that they could do that?
Well, if you enjoy today's episode, I've got 2 free resources that I would like to give it to you. I think the first one is Personal Branding Secrets. It was a book I wrote, and it can help you to be seen as an inspiring woman or inspiring person. So I think that would be something you want to work on and get the free download. And the other one is, I have a series of interviews I've done. It's called Make It Happen. I put together, it's called Make It Happen Summit. It is all the interviews I've done with Sheryl Sandberg, I've done with Kim Kiyosaki, I've done with Neil Patel, and I mean so many different people I've interviewed, even Gary Vaynerchuk as well. So, and I put together these to show you that these people are thriving in their F word: fabulous, freedom, financial independence, and happy family. And all these resources are available at soulrichwoman.com. And that is soulrichwoman.com, soulrichwoman.com.
Perfect. Yes. And I definitely recommend everyone check her out. I mean, it's just, first of all, the image that you portray is beautifully done. We're seeing it here too. You really do think about the look of everything, how it's packaged, the insight. And I just love your mix of honesty and truth, and also just that education as well. And the last question I like to ask all of my guests is, what is one word or quote or mantra that you try to live by every single day?
Well, the sky is the limit, and there's no storm you cannot conquer.
Oh, I haven't heard that second part. I like that one. That is really good. Well, I thank you so much. I am so excited that we got to connect and share part of your story, and love seeing the work that you're doing, and look forward to hearing and seeing more. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. More power to you. Soul Rich Woman came from the purpose where we want to equip women to own and love the F word, which is being fabulous, having freedom, financial independence, and a happy family. I really wanted to create a legacy and helping women to have this A, B, and C. A, having the awareness that they can have the F word, that it is possible for them. And B, have the belief that they can have the courage to fly to wherever they want to go. C, having the consistency to pursue and hammer that constant goal that they want to go for. If you have a dream, go out and get it. There is a diamond that is within you, and you deserve to shine. Go make it happen. Go from stuck to unstoppable without changing who you are, and even if no one believes in you or stand by you. And I stand by you and I support you. Go make it happen today. Success is never just about glorious wins. It's about taking a step back and letting other people shine as well. I want to let other women leap off my giant shoulders so that they can have a head start and have shortcut in their entrepreneurship journey to achieve their F word, which is being fabulous, having freedom, financial independence, and a happy family.
You design your life. Build a business and life that you love, that you're truly passionate about, and go towards the dreams that you truly desire, because you are possible.
I really believe that your soul is truly aligned when you're happy, you're glowing, your diamond that is within you is shining through brightly. That is when your rich is on the outside. You can manifest into money and abundance. You can manifest into your own well-being as well, being full of love, full of inspiration, and being able to give as well as to contribute to the world, creating an impact to the society with the F word. Allowing that authenticity to rise by telling stories is one of the key ways where women could inspire another women and take up more of the online space in the online world with a human touch. My mom kept reminding me that adversity is just a past, something that doesn't hold us ransom. Failure has given me perspective. These are just lessons. Your circumstances does not determine your future. Your past does not equal to your future. Your social, mental, socio-economical circumstances does not define who you are going to be. Don't let your social, mental, emotional circumstances limit where you can go. You can literally go from stuck to unstoppable without changing who you are, and even if no one believes in you or stand by you, make it happen. Alone you are strong, together we are unstoppable. Will you take the next step to transform your own business and life?